I have 9 tips to ethically seduce your wife if she never initiates intimacy. Welcome, my name is Ola. I'm one half of a life partnership with my beautiful wife Lola. We will bring her into the conversation in a few minutes. Are you wondering what to do when it feels like your wife never initiates intimacy in your relationship? It's a common concern that many individuals experience in long-term relationships. Understanding how to address this issue with understanding is key to nurturing a healthy and fulfilling intimate connection. First of all, let's take a deep breath and acknowledge that relationships are complex and there's rarely a one-size-fits-all solution. However, we've got some friendly tips and insights that might help you navigate this situation. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Tip number 1, never say never. You've heard it before and we'll say it again. Never say never. Using absolute terms like never and always can often lead to misunderstanding the actual issue. Sometimes a little awareness about our language can go a long way in understanding and resolving relationship issues. Avoid absolute terms. Words matter. In the realm of relationships, communication is the cornerstone of understanding and resolution. It's crucial to be mindful of the language you use, especially when discussing sensitive matters such as intimacy in a romantic relationship. One common pitfall is the use of absolute terms like never and always. When we utter statements such as "my wife never initiates intimacy," we might inadvertently exaggerate the issue. It's essential to recognize that our emotions can sometimes color our perception, making us think things are more absolute than they really are. So the first step in addressing this concern is to be aware that employing extreme terms may not accurately represent the situation. This awareness alone can significantly contribute to finding a solution and fostering a healthier relationship. In the heat of a moment or when grappling with frustrations, it's easy to say things like "you never" or "you always." However, this absolute rarely capture the full complexity of a situation. Relationships are intricate and multifaceted, influenced by numerous variables like emotions, stress, external factors, and personal experiences. Applying a blanket term like never oversimplifies the issue and doesn't allow for a deeper understanding of what's truly going on. So the next time you catch yourself using extreme language, take a moment to pause and reflect. Consider if the situation is genuinely as absolute as you've described. Perhaps your partner initiates intimacy less frequently than you'd like, but maybe there have been instances where they did make a move. Acknowledging these subtleties opens the door to a more constructive dialogue about your needs and desires, fostering a greater sense of understanding and compromise in your relationship. Remember, words matter, and choosing them wisely can positively impact how you perceive and address your concerns. Tip number 2, analyze changes in behavior. In any relationship, being attentive to shifts and changes in behavior is crucial for maintaining a strong and healthy connection. One of the fundamental aspects to consider is whether the lack of initiation of intimacy is a recent development or a modification of an existing pattern. Understanding this timeline can offer valuable insights into potential triggers and motivations. If you're finding that your partner has never initiated intimacy, it's essential to recognize that expecting a sudden shift in this behavior can be challenging. People have their individual comfort zones and ways of expressing intimacy, and abruptly altering this can be uncomfortable or unnatural. However, if there was a time when your partner did initiate intimacy and it has noticeably dwindled, it's worth delving into the reasons behind the shift. It could be that there are underlying concerns or stressors that have caused a change in their behavior. Perhaps there are insecurities and unspoken anxieties that need to be addressed. By reassessing the differences in behavior, you create an opportunity for you to understand and a chance to find a way forward that suits the specific needs of the romantic relationship. By nurturing an environment of openness and empathy, you can then easily do the work to find solutions that enhance your intimacy and strengthen the bond you share. Tip number 3, self-reflection for a better connection. It's essential to take a closer look at your feelings and thoughts. Consider your insecurities and how you view your relationship. Our personal struggles can influence how we interact with others, including our partner. Take time to reflect on your emotions and concerns and how they might be affecting your intimacy. By understanding yourself better, you can work towards a stronger and more open connection with your wife. Tip number 4, worst versus best case. Consider adopting a more optimistic perspective towards your wife's behavior. Rather than immediately thinking the worst, envision the best case scenario. Maybe she's dealing with personal challenges or stress affecting or initiation of intimacy. By maintaining trust and positive assumptions, you encourage open communication and understanding within your relationship. Instead of assuming the worst, like infidelity, consider that she might be facing difficulties that impact attraction. If you approach the situation with kindness and empathy, you create an atmosphere of trust and love that could ultimately reignite the spark in your relationship. However, if you tend to expect the worst, the actual situation could be the opposite. You may have unintentionally stifled attraction in the romantic relationship. Therefore, the upcoming tips are tailored to help you enhance your attractiveness by starting with a positive outlook, assuming the best case scenario. Tip number 5, hit the like, share, subscribe buttons and turn on all your notifications in order to be notified when I drop the rest of the video. I'm just kidding. Do the needful anyway, and I appreciate you for that. The real tip number 5. It's all about attraction. Intimacy challenges often stem from the dynamics of attraction. Invest time in comprehending what specifically attracts your wife and find ways to emphasize those aspects. Sometimes, even minor adjustments can have a major impact. This issue revolves around attraction, not a lack of responsibility or commitment. Explore what ignites a spark for her and aim to deepen those connections. By paying attention to what draws her closer and fostering that attraction, you can potentially revive the intimacy in your relationship. It's about recognizing and enhancing those attractions, allowing your bond to flourish and naturally lead to a more intimate connection. Tip number 6, influence, not control in relationships. Creating a positive impact is vital. If you notice a lack of intimacy, consider reevaluating how you've been positively affecting the dynamics of your relationship. Constructive influence comes from understanding, respect, and love. It's about being patient and understanding that building attraction takes time, requiring gradual changes that align with respect and understanding. Work on fostering an environment of trust and care, allowing attraction to grow naturally without pressure. By positively influencing the relationship dynamics, you can pave the way for a stronger bond and a more intimate connection with your wife. Tip number 7, social dynamics. Consider how your social interactions and communication skills contribute to the allure of your relationship. Cultivate charisma by showing genuine interest in your wife's thoughts and feelings, actively listening and engaging in meaningful conversations. Demonstrate empathy, kindness, and understanding, building a magnetic connection that transcends mere conversations. Your approach to social dynamics within your relationship can significantly impact the attraction between both of you. By mastering ethical, persuasive techniques, you can create a more enchanting and appealing bond, reigniting the spark that initially drew you together. Remember, ethical charm and genuine interest can subtly enhance intimacy within your marriage. Tip number 8, ethical seduction. Understanding what sparks desire in your wife is crucial and not about manipulation but genuine connection. Nurturing the relationship with care, empathy, and love. This approach to seduction is more about understanding and reciprocation rather than manipulation. It involves learning how to cultivate a giving and caring environment that encourages your wife to take the initiative in intimacy. Think of your wife as the nurturer that she is, like the earth needing safety, structure, and the seed from you and the right conditions to flourish and reciprocate. If your wife has stopped initiating intimacy, it's essential to reflect on these aspects, ethically and effectively seducing her to rekindle the flame of desire by reassessing and adjusting the way you provide care, understanding, and support in your relationship. The choice of whether this effort is worthwhile lies with you. Tip number 9, emotion factors. Emotions steer our actions, acting as a guide in our relationships. Instead of jumping to conclusions, delve into the emotional landscape of your relationship. Things might be more complex than they appear on the surface. If it's the worst case scenario and your wife is cheating with someone else, let's assume worst case scenario where she's simply a wicked person aiming to punish you and utilize intimacy as a weapon against you, and this isn't related to attraction issues. then it would imply she's attracted to you, but is also willing to punish herself, in addition to harboring a desire to be wicked. Do you smell the oxymoron in that? You see, this doesn't align with logical reasoning. It appeared logical because the most significant variable, like for many people, was overlooked: emotions. Emotions play a significant part in our actions regardless of gender, often influencing our behaviors and decisions. By acknowledging and understanding the emotions at play in your relationship, you can better navigate the situation and work towards a resolution that addresses the emotional needs and concerns of both you and your wife. So, your turn. Can you recall a time when shifting language from never or always to a more nuanced approach improved communication in your relationship? Share that experience with us. And if you've never paid attention to the impact of these words, also let us know in the comment area. Let's bring Lola into the conversation. All right, welcome back. My wife never initiates intimacy. What are some ways I can support my wife in feeling more comfortable and confident about initiating intimacy? You can help us with this now.
I can.
You know, be wife. You're a wife now. How would you like to? How could I make you feel more comfortable and confident about initiating intimacy? Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes when you're talking about intimacy, it can be very, very awkward, especially when someone is not getting any, and they're coming to you with this conversation. It can be really, you're like, oh my God.
Huh.
What the?
Hey! I hear me to me, by me.
I just feel like, you know, if a man is, what do you use for the
Blue balls. If he has
when he
blue balls.
has blue balls,
Well, hello.
it's very hard for him to be well-centered when addressing this issue. The way it's going to come off is going to be maybe not.
He's going to actually
aggressive.
try to communicate.
It's not going to work. That communication fails. That's how. And then the wife is like, what are we talking about? It's very awkward. So I feel like when you want to talk about stuff like this, it has to be done lightly. It can't be, we gotta talk. I'm sorry.
Can we talk?
I'm sorry. Can we talk? It can't be that. It has to be very light mode. It has to be when you're actually having a good time. You know, babe, you know, when you do this, I love it. Makes me feel special. Makes me feel like...
Man, don't suffer.
Like you have me in mind, you know, like conversation.
Good question. Let me ask one question for our friends.
My opinion.
For my friends, my brothers.
Your blue ball brothers.
Why did you tell us this in the beginning? Well, we're like, this is what we're committing to. That what were you describing just now? You have to tell us. You have to.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
When you say dating your wife, you should know the kind of woman you are dating. Some women are shy. Like, not everybody shows up at the door of their boyfriend with lingerie under their jackets. Not everyone. Like, think about it.
They just come with mismatched lingerie.
I'm telling you.
How be juju be that?
I didn't say that though. But think about it this way. Our upbringing, okay, shapes us. Like, for example, me growing up, never had any sex education from my parents, nothing, not my mom. You know, it was, even the way you hear about these things is very, very, stay away from boys. Oh, if a boy touch you, you get pregnant.
You get pregnant too.
And then you have to figure things out on your own. And then you come to a country where people are sexually liberated. All they do is talk about, oh my God,
yeah,
and you're
about
looking
the
at
boys,
them
about all that.
Exactly. Like,
And
look
you're
at
like,
the way this one is
just talking about boys can make you
just like
pregnant.
that.
You didn't want.